I think so. Once you have set the tone and mood and theme of a show in one season, you have to kind of take it forward. It's also something that I'm doing it also out of choice because that's I like that kind of storytelling. We always envision Kohrra uh, as something that simmers and not something that's on the boil always. It's a so we have approached this season as well with that kind of a where you are holding on to the moments and you're holding on to the shots not because you want to tell a slow burn story, but because the story demands it and because you want to look beyond what the characters are just speaking and also notice the silences because silences also speak 1,000 words sometimes. So yeah, it is continuing the sort of the simmering tension and the sort of undercurrent of emotions that the first season had. We are continuing that in the second season as well.
So it had that part key the show explored more about the human's emotions rather than the crime story as well. So will that continue in
Oh
the
yes,
season
yes,
as well?
absolutely. So again, the reason for making Korra was always that, be it in the first season or the second season, the investigation part of it is just an entry point into the story, you know. But it's about a lot more than that. I've always said that, you come for the murder, but you stay for the living. That is what Korra is about. Once you get in, saying, oh, okay, chalo, murder hua hai, let's see what it is. Kisne kiya, kya kiya. But once you have gotten into it, then you're going to stay for the ones who have been left behind and the ones who are investigating this and how their lives are getting affected by virtue of this one particular crime that happened.
Barun was already a part of that universe, and Mona and Rannvijay Singha are already in the new part. What made you think that his character should return, like for the second season? You could have introduced new characters as well.
Right.
For that character of Barunji.
Right. No, so we see. Uh, no, we wanted. There was more of Garundi's story left inside us. All of us writers, Gunjit, Diggy, and myself. There was more of Garundi's story left. Uh, At the end of the first season, Garundi had, gotten married, gotten over the sort of the messy past and the messy family life that he was coming from, and starting a new family life. And it felt like, the story got over. But one thing was interesting was he managed to get out of the previous situation. But what if the sort of the the past lingers in his life and the past comes back, and how will that affect his newly married life? Those were interesting dynamics to explore. So and we wanted to do that. I'll be honest, the idea was not to deliberately do, like, if you are making a new season, then let's do it all new. And it wasn't really that. The reason for not continuing with Balbir's story, the role that was played by Surinder Vicky, fantastically played by Surinder Vicky, if I may add. Uh, the reason for not continuing with that was that we ran out of story for him. We had closed all his emotional arcs, and now continuing with that would have felt like, we are sort of dragging it just for the sake of making a second season. And hence, we thought of a new character, and that's how Dhanwant comes in. But Garundi's character was always from day one, because we felt, even when we ended, I remember Gunjit and I having a discussion, and we were like, when we ended the first season, we were like, yeah, okay, if we ever have to make season two, we have Garundi's story. Balbir ka sochte hain, if we can think of something.
नहीं, पहले in fact I remember that you guys had planned something like it will be around.
वो मैं कुछ तो नहीं बोलना.
बोलो
पहले I remember that when you conceived the whole thing, there was Balbir sir's character as well.
Right.
For some time.
We tried to.
Yeah.
We tried to, but it couldn't really.
So Barun, my question is,
हाँ नहीं मुझे बोलो.
how was it entering back into the world of Kohrra? Like, how was it reprising the character once again?
Yeah, this time round, now the writing was very. Well, the first season was terrific, of course, everyone knows. But hardly happens that the second season is a little, a notch higher, or a few, maybe. So first, creatively, I was very happy, and the second thing is that I'm very good friends with everyone. So it was more than anything, it was comforting, and easy, and also at the same time when the show comes out, when you will see that I knew that we were going to do something that we were going to be proud of. So it was a very good feeling.
How was it like sharing the screen with Mona and Rannvijay?
Yeah, all of us guys became so much like family, और अब ये मतलब थोड़ा सुनने में ऑफ लगता है, but it's actually true. हम लोग all of us, it's a very healthy set, it's a very healthy set to be on. हम तीनों, हम चारों ही नहीं खाली, everyone is so nice and gentle to be around and motivating, so it's a great place to be.
And my next question is for you, Mona. So, like, was it the same experience working, like, reprising a character as a cop, like a tough cop? And I think you two have a backstory in this show.
To answer the first question, no, it's just not the same. What I did in Mystery and what I've done in Kohrra are just two very, very different parallel universes. That show was much more lighter. Siddiqui was hardly solving any case. She was just, she was way lighter as a cop. Did not have multiple layers, to her character. But whereas Dhanvant, she's very, very serious, very layered, nuanced, very well written. To show a woman in a masculine culture, especially in Punjab, where often, she's subjected to harassment and bias and less support from the supervisors, and, just trying to prove a point constantly, going by the books, often, correcting Garundi ki protocol follow karo. There was so much more to play, and also dealing with a personal loss. So, and also while solving the case, they understand that the grief, loss, yearning is not just limited to the victims. It also affects the investigators. And there are a lot of silences, unspoken, unresolved pain, and an unspoken understanding that Garundi and Dhanvant share. So I really enjoyed it. It was very, very satisfying to be playing Dhanvant, which I've never done before.
And speaking of it, like you said, this was a very different character. You have already portrayed several characters over the years. So how has that changed, like, your decisions between choosing the characters in your journey?
I think the script really chooses you more than you saying yes first. But yeah, I think every character has taught me something, I've grown with every character. It evolves you, changes you, you reinvent yourself. Get excited about the new challenges. So I think that's how you stay relevant and get out of your comfort zone without staying complacent, by doing and repeating the same thing, which I have consciously stayed away from. So I'm just very grateful that, I'm getting such brilliant opportunities. Yeah.
Rannvijay sir.
Sudeep sir called me after. I watch a lot of shows that are made. The ones that I watch, I feel like I'd love to work with these people, the creators of those shows. One of the shows was Sir's other show and Kohrra season 1, and we discussed this at home that if I don't want to do everything that's thrown at me, there's not a lot of stuff that's also offered to me, which is the honest truth. But मेरे को ये था कि if Sudeep sir ever, if I get to work with him, I'll definitely take that opportunity, because that's the kind of work I want to do. And luckily, or I don't know, just when you want something, it's not one of those Gen Z manifestation things, but you have certain people that you want to work with. Got that opportunity. The test came, and I didn't just do it. I looked at it, I read it, and I said, I'm going to do it in 6-7 days when I'm fully ready. Because I don't want, even if I get the role or not, I don't want him to see me in my 100% I have to give. So I did that, and I was hoping that I get the part. But I didn't care at that moment कि ये kitne scenes hai, how big is the part, what is the positioning and all that. I was like a person this universe, the way they work, if I get into it, I want to just work, do something good so that I can always be part of, like he said now, the same family. You go back, you work with people. I loved the part when I read it because earlier I had only one scene, and then he explained. And the thing is that this character that I'm playing is also, there are layers to it. There's vulnerability, thoda sa, there's the sketchiness also, and that protective father wants to take care of his kids. A lot of, so I loved playing it, and I just I would love to do a lot of things back to back if it was the right kind of project. So with Sudeep sir, it'll always be great, and that's it. It took me time because it's the right kind of thing that I want to do.
So you have spent years like mentoring new talent, hosting shows. So do you think that thing has affected your, like, it has helped you return as an actor, or like?
You know, all the experience, what I realized is that a lot of times I did some acting, and I asked the director at that time, sir, मेरे को क्या कुछ acting course करूँ, मैं कहीं जाके सीखूँ, what should I do? He said, the more you live, the more experiences you have in your life, the more people you interact with, the more you observe, it helps an actor. So yes, being a father, being scared of losing people, being vulnerable, interacting, mentoring to kuch nahi hota, you know, everybody's on their own journey, but all of that helps you to think as an actor, what would this person do? So yeah, all the experiences of course help, and I think listening to the person who's written and talking to the writers is very important to play a part. क्योंकि मैं एक किस्म का आदमी हूँ, मैं तो ये coolness वाला अगर कोई है तो, but मुझे why is this guy doing a certain way, why does he behave? तो जिसने लिखा है, अगर आप थोड़ी सी उनकी बात सुन लो और आपका जो experience है उसको जोड़ के, if you can get to play a character that you somehow pick from some person you know, somebody who's written, that I think that helps so far. But if there is a course that I need to do, please bata dena kahan se karna hai. But yeah, I think all experiences help.
I have this collective questions for three of you. Like, you have spent like years in the industry, switching between TV, OTT, and films. How do you think the OTT has like changed the way people view content right now and shows right now?
Oh, I mean, it's the best thing that's happened for people like me, at least actors who, you know, it's about the script. It's about how you want to tell a story. There's enough time to consume it. It's not कि 1.5 घंटे में सब बता दो. So OTT पे आराम से, like sir said, slow burn चीज़ें होती हैं. अपने अपने तरीके से लोग बता सकते हैं, अलग-अलग कहानियाँ बता सकते हैं. And for actors, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, OTT is a great place. It's giving everybody an opportunity to showcase their talent. And I'm glad that we're, you know, doing a lot of, and there are different things. कोई 10 सेकंड का भी वीडियो आप अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे डाल सकते हो, और आप एक लंबी सीरीज में भी हो सकते हो, और आप 1 घंटे की फिल्म भी कर सकते हो, शॉर्ट. It's a great time for storytellers.
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty much all of it. But
So upset about it.
No, I was thinking what I was thinking. So the thing is that I also think that it's the best format of storytelling. You know, like the other two extremes are films are too short, TV shows are too long. So that's why I think it's the optimum amount of time I think a good story can be told, first of all. And the second thing which I'm very grateful for is that, you know, the OTT wave came into our country, and people like me got work. Yeah.
For me also, it's more or less the same, you know. It's given an opportunity to the makers, writers, creators, actors, the biggest platform, you know, to be a part of, to be able to tell their stories, and for actors to experiment, you know, because ye TV pe nahi ho sakta tha, ye movies mein nahi ho sakta. So where do you go, you know? So this is the place where you experiment, and you touch upon the most emotional, scared topics which normally are not discussed. You know, you fearlessly approach that because OTT gives you the space to, you know, tell your stories. And I think as an actor, and especially a woman, there's so much to do. You know, I'm in my 40s and I'm getting the opportunities now which I never thought I'll get, जो 30s में नहीं मिलती थी. So I think OTT has barred that for women. It's just gone. So age is no bar, and storytelling has become much more advanced, I can say, and fearless. So I'm very, very happy to be, witnessing these beautiful times.